Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're back with another edition of Tales from the Bank, which is basically all the random stories and interesting things that happen to me as I go through my journey to earn $10,000 a year from bank promotions and banking products. This time, we're talking about taking an L from the CFPB and Blue Vine, who cost me $300 by changing the terms and conditions. It's a decent story, so let's take a look at it here. Of course, if it's interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, if you're unfamiliar, as we said, yes, I opened many bank accounts, 50 a year, with the goal of making $10,000 from bank promotions. I count credit cards separately from that just to make it a little bit more difficult. But anyhow, Tales from the Bank, it just covers all these stories. So Blue Vine, we covered them on profitablecontent.com, which is the channel's blog, and we cover them on Run on the Bank, which is the second channel, focused on said bank promotions if you are interested. And their offer was a pretty good one. They had an affiliate deal with NerdWallet, who is a blog, another financial blog that, I don't know anyone over there, but I read it, and if they post an offer, we might as well talk about it. I don't make anything from that, but, whatever. They're a good website. We can help them out, too. We can get paid. Everything is great. So they had a really good offer for $300 over the summer, and we're going to go over that offer. But the Cliff Notes version is, of course, we're talking about it because it did not pay out. As you'll see, they sort of changed the terms and conditions as we went, in my opinion. I'll show you the screenshots. You can decide for yourself. And I filed a CFPB complaint, as we are known to do around here, and I did not go my way, unfortunately, so we share the wins. We have to share the losses as well. So let's get into it here, taking it from the top, starting with this offer. Now, I'll put it on screen for you. Again, we may have seen the video already, but this is what we're talking about. From NerdWallet readers, earn a $300 cash bonus. You can earn a $300 bonus when you open a new Blue Vine business checking account and meet eligible requirements. There you go. So, of course, yes, this is expired, but I do PDF the thing. So, and we even have a happy person, so we're off to a good start. So when you switch down to it, how do you earn the bonus? Well, you had a few different ways to do it. So, of course, there was a referral or a promo code, whatever, easy enough. And then you had three, you had to do one of these for basically once a month for like 3 consecutive months. Deposit at least $5,000 from an eligible merchant service. That's like getting paid out from like your Square account or something like that. Make at least $5,000 of outbound payroll payments from your Blue Vine account using eligible payroll providers. And then, of course, the last one, which is the one most of us did, myself included, spend at least $2,000 with your Blue Vine business debit card and or Blue Vine Business Cashback MasterCard. Don't worry, I checked the cashback credit card. There was no intro offer for that one at the time, so that means we're left with the debit card. And that's pretty self-explanatory. That's kind of how bank promotions generally go, right? You want to do a few things on the account for usually 3 months is usually the criteria, then you get paid out. So this right now, pretty easy for $5,000. Now, another thing to note here, if we go all the way down to the fine print here, which I've highlighted for you, you always want to read this as well. So, of course, you can pause it if you want, but I highlighted the important parts. Fund the Blue Vine business checking account within 30 days of account opening. That makes a lot of sense. Meet at least one of the following conditions every 30 days for 90 days from account opening or funding. That's kind of what we said above. So I highlighted C, which is spend at least $2,000 with the Blue Vine business debit MasterCard and or cashback credit card. You always just want to check this to make sure they didn't put anything extra there. And they didn't really, because if you scroll down farther, there's not really any other reference to the debit card spend. That's going to come up in a second here. So what we did was, that's the offer. So what we did was the strategy, and we talked about this in the video, is that you want to go through, because you don't want to use a debit card because we're credit card people and the debit card earns no points. $2,000 is a lot of spend, not for a business, but it's a lot of spend to not get any return on, right? So we use something called PayPal Bill Pay. What PayPal Bill Pay is, it's like the name suggests, you can go to your PayPal account, load in a debit card, and you can pay bills with your debit card linked. So now you can pay many bills, but the ones we're most interested in is credit card bills. So there used to be a lot more comprehensive of a list with PayPal Bill Pay. You used to be able to do Chase and a lot of other folks, but what I imagine is Chase didn't like that they were in PayPal Bill Pay, so they phoned up and now Chase cards are removed. But You're able to do like Citi, I think my Bank of America cards, Discover cards were in there still. And so the idea is that you're using your credit card like normal, your Bank of America card, and then I just pay that Bank of America card with the debit card through PayPal Bill Pay. And the transaction shows up as like PayPal Bill Pay / like Bank of America or something like that. And then there you go. So you've hit the spend requirement on the debit card, you've paid off your credit card, you've lost no earning potential, and you had to pay it anyway. So great. So we did that for like 3 months consecutively. And I think many people did that because that was my strategy in the video that we talked about it. And so you do that, no problem, once a month, easy enough for 3 months. And then you're like, hey, shouldn't they have paid out? Then all of a sudden you get this next one here, which is a memo that they sent out from Bluevine. I'll put it on screen for you. I will read it to you as well. So they sent out this memo, sign-up bonus eligibility requirements. Hey RJ, that's me. We're reaching out to inform you about an update to one of the eligible requirements for our promotional sign-up bonus. We recently updated the promotion's terms and conditions to maintain the integrity and value of our bonus program for all customers, specifically customers who chose to meet the eligibility requirement with credit or debit card spend. We need to do this on eligible transactions. Based on this revised eligibility requirement, our records indicate that you are no longer eligible for the sign-up bonus. However, we would like to provide you with the opportunity to earn it, and we'll be restarting the promotion for you beginning November 7th. You can qualify for the bonus through credit or debit card spend on eligible transactions, or through the other two ways. Thank you for your understanding, yada, yada, yada. So there you go. So they sent that out, which basically says, hey, no, we're not going to pay you, but you can do it again if you want, which is interesting because I don't know that I've ever seen that happen. I've seen people change the rules, but I've never seen them give you a chance to do it again. So what they ended up was changing eligible transactions. Now, this thing isn't clickable here. They just bolded it. But later, as you'll see in the CFPB complaint, what they were getting at was like, well, it's goods or services, not the other PayPal Bill Pay, for example, right? And so I take tremendous issue with this because now you're wondering, okay, well, why don't you just do it again? Well, because you've proven to be I'm dishonest. I don't know what word I want to use, but you change the terms and they admit to changing the terms and conditions mid-promotion and not telling anyone till the end of it. Like, they admitted to that. So if you did it once, like, why would I trust you and do it again for 3 more months? You see, like, why would I do that? So I just filed a CFPB complaint because in my opinion, you can't. I understand their point. We'll talk about their point, but you can just change the terms and conditions in the middle of a promotion and not tell anyone. Like, you can't do that. Well, apparently you can because you file a CFPB complaint. We have videos about this on the channel, but now I will read you this letter. They sent us a nice letter. Took them a while to do it, but they sent us a nice letter. So they went formal. This came in on December 18th. So dear me, we're writing in response to your complaint you filed Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, on November 7th regarding account opening bonus. As explained below, we resolved your complaint. And I don't know if you did, but okay. During the account application process, use a promo code which made you eligible, so that I was eligible at the time. Upon account opening, the terms required you to fund the account within 30 days. Did that, meet at least one of the following. So we covered all that. Prior to the end of the promotion period, we identified that you attempted to participate in the promotion but did not meet the qualifying criteria of spend of at least $2,000 using a Bluevine Business Debit MasterCard or the credit card. Spend is reasonably recognized as a swipe or point of sale purchase of goods or services. The promotion's terms and conditions allow us to exclude any participant from the promotion for any reason, including suspected fraud, misuse, or other misconduct, rather than fully exclude you from the bonus. We clarified expectations and allowed you basically to redo it again. We informed you this on November 7th. So there you go. That is the letter. I'll leave it up for a second. But that's how that played out. So let's recap, shall we? I'll give you my side of the argument, then what I think theirs is. So if you go back to, I'm flipping through this on my iPad here screen so I can see it. If you go back to the original promotion, the part we highlighted, all it says is just spend $2,000 on the debit card. It doesn't say any of that other stuff, right, about it has to be goods or services. It definitely doesn't say that at all. And then if you go back to the memo here thing that they sent out, an update. We're informing you about an update to one of the eligibility requirements, which means at the time I was doing it, it was fine, just based off the material that I have to reference. And then they updated it, and then it wasn't fine. You shouldn't be able to do that, man. Like, you can't just change it mid promotion. Like, that's not fair. And I believe that they know it's wrong. That's why instead of just saying, hey, you're totally out, they said, well, you can do it again if you want. But back to my earlier point, why would I do it again? If you change it the first time, why would I ever believe you're gonna not do it again? Fool me once, fool me twice thing, right? So yes, I did choose not to do it. So their recollection of events is somewhat off in my opinion, but the last part of their letter then specifies that basically you see this a lot in promotional offers. This isn't just them. That it's up to them in the end if they want to honor it or not, which is kind of like your mission abort clause. If you want, that much is true. That clause is in a lot of promotions. I would not agree with fraud, misuse, or misconduct because, again, we're doing exactly what they said. So I did lose that one. So overall, their point of view is probably like, one, you're running this promotional offer for NerdWallet. NerdWallet isn't like, I mean, I read NerdWallet a fair amount. It's not really aimed at like churning stuff. Like Run on the Bank and profitable content is about churn and burn, right? We get it. That's exactly why people don't come to me with promotional offers. Actually, funny side story, when I made the video about Bluevine, one of their sales guys did reach out. We did talk. I asked him, like, do you know what we talk about here? And I think he saw the video, but he didn't really watch the full video. Because we were talking about like, do you make more content for Bluevine and some kind of partnership? And I was like, sure, I'm interested. But I was interested because I'm talking about their $300 promotion for free. I get paid off the video, but there's no referral or anything like that. He was interested because, hey, here's someone to talk about Bluevine. And I was like, do you know what we do here? Because I'm not going to get you real customers. And I would rather just tell them that up front as opposed to there just be some us not having the same expectation and then the company being mad that, all their customers never did anything, right? So I did tell him in the course, he's like, well, I'll call you back. He never called me back. I knew he wasn't going to. This does happen to me on occasion. Banks reach out, and then once they really figure out what we're about, they don't come back. That's not surprising. But I do find it funny because I did ask him. He did tell me about, no, PayPal isn't included because I did ask him. I didn't record it. But anyhow, that was a funny aside. So, from their point of view and talking to him, having a biz dev person, they want real customers. That's where I was going with this point. They want real customers, and you put it on NerdWallet. NerdWallet's not churning and burning, and then we get a hold of it, and I make a video. And I'm not that big, but we have a growing base, right? It gets picked up on Doctor of Credit with a massive base in a small space, a small niche of the internet, and we're an expensive group, and they probably saw many people do this. And honestly, it's not too hard to find the video that I made in the blog post that I made or that they made and read the comments. I was on Dr. Credit a week or two ago. I mean, by the time you're watching this, it was like a month ago. But one of the executives from one of the brokerage public was like in the comments trying to answer questions. So it's really kind of what customers do does the company want. So I understand their point of view. I don't agree with the wording, but if they do have the right, that much is true, to be like, hey, we're just not going to do it. And I think they know they were wrong, and that's why they offered you the second chance to do it. So, to those out there watching this from like, hey, dude, it's totally your fault. I think you have a point, but overall, they did admit that they changed the conditions in the partway through, in my opinion. So yes, I wasn't ever intended to be a legitimate customer, but nowhere in the terms that say you had to buy goods or services. PayPal bill pay companies tend to not like it, but it's not peer-to-peer because Citibank is not my peer. Bank of America is not my peer. So by definition, it's not a peer. Number two, businesses have credit cards to pay. I have a legitimate business credit card. It's not what you were hoping for, but it's still spend. So maybe just tighten up your rules next time and we wouldn't have this problem. Or don't, and more people can take advantage. I don't want to be more strict. But the point of this is, if we lose, we got to share the losses as well. And, I do think it's not really a problem worth addressing, but it is a problem for us of sorts of like, there's no recourse here once they send you this letter. I mean, it's still up to the bank's discretion of like, hey, to send a response, and they say, well, we consider the matter closed. There's not like a rebuttal or anything. I mean, you guess you could file complaints elsewhere, Better Business Bureau, maybe. It's not going to, you're diminishing returns. Once you shot your CFPB shot, because let's not forget, the CFPB ends up closing these complaints and forwarding them on to the Federal Reserve Bank in charge. There's not like you're getting an arbitrator or anything to review, and I don't even know that that's worth anyone's time, really. Our time, the bank's time, the Federal Reserve Bank's time. It's really not. So I don't think there's anything we can do about that. But it is kind of a hole in the process. So ultimately, I will charge this one to the game that don't have much other choice because it's been decided for me. Yes, I disagree. I would understand your point if you're watching this and you're like, well, yeah, but you were doing some of the things. Like, I would understand your point. I would disagree with you because, again, we were playing within the terms of the rules. But look, you can't win them all, so this video served nothing else, so people don't feel like I'm getting away with it, and they aren't, because I know some other folks who reached out and said, hey, they're not going to pay me. I know some people who did get paid, so it's definitely not an indictment on Blue Vine. It's just my experience. I don't think you got to cancel them or anything. Their business product did seem decent enough, no fee account, and if they ever put a promotional offer on their credit card, I will sign up for it, but that is how that went. So again, can't win them all, unfortunately. That's how Blue Vine went. So let me know down below if you did that promotional offer, if you ended up getting through or not, or how valiant your fights were. And if not, I'd just keep avenging me. I wouldn't say don't do this. If they offer another $300 offer again, try again, avenge me. Why not? Take their money. It's the best way we can keep this game going. So anyways, there it is. We will hope to have a better track record going forward, but hey, such is life, as they say. So if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you find it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, we're right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitfulContent.com, which is the channel's blog. We have news stories. Wouldn't you know it, we have bank promotions that usually go better than this one, almost always go better than this one, and we have credit card offers as well. Blue Vine account rep guy. If you got a $300 offer, we'll still take it for me and post it. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you very soon in the next one.